Sure, we can't believe how fast this lesson has gone, guys. We've got about 15 minutes left, and I know that Peter is rearing to go and to finish his question. If there is anything you are struggling with, please, 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 now is the time to post it. If there is anything, if you see posts on the page that you think you can help out with, that's also cool. It's nice to help other mindsetters. This little community is for you guys, and we are doing this as a team. So, Peter, take it away.
Great, and we're busy dealing with such a real life question, okay? We're wanting to go out and buy a house, and we're saying that in this scenario, Mr. Lamini sees a house for 1.2 million, right? And he's told that his monthly installments would be around about 14,800 a month, somewhere around there. And we were then told that the bank will only allow you to buy that house if that 14,800 somewhere around there is at least 30% of his salary. Then we worked out, in order to buy a house worth 1.2 million, you've got to be earning a salary of around about 48,000 Rand a month. Yeah, that's a lot. That's me gone, okay? Not buying a house worth 1.2 million. Here's the scary thing though, guys. I remember, it's a real story. I remember when I bought my first little flat. I was so excited about it, I really was. And I went off to an estate agent and I saw this flat and I was great excitement. It was a in fact it was a 2-bedroom flat. It was in kind of a nice area. It had a lovely huge bathroom, lovely kitchen, built-in cupboards, phenomenal, beautiful lounge, dining room. So pleased with it, okay? And this goes back to about 1994 or so, and I paid 72,000 Rand for that flat, okay? Which in those days was, a lot of money.
I wish I could buy a flat for that price now.
So do I. I should have bought 10 then.
I know.
Okay. But my salary then, I used to clear out, I would say just under 2,000 Rand a month. So that just puts it in perspective. Okay. Now, guys, when you think about that, right? So off I go, buy my house, and they tell me my monthly installments. I was like, that's tough. I don't know if I'm going to come out every month. But I worked out my budget, and it was fine. Okay. And then to my horror, suddenly I was given a whole lot of costs. Costs like lawyer fees, because lawyers have to write up a contract between you and the bank, and they charge you for that. There's something called transfer fees, where all the paperwork's got to go off to somewhere if you live in Natal, it goes to Pietermaritzburg, and they do a whole lot of paperwork and change the property from one person's name to another person's name, and they charge you for that. Nobody told me. It was absolutely horrific. Then, when I moved in, the first day, I was so excited. I moved in and I bought myself a kettle and I thought I'm going to have some tea. So I put the kettle, put it on, and I thought, great, brand new kettle, it's not working. And I got really mad. Got in the car, drove to the shop, said, I want a new kettle, this kettle's not working. They gave me a new kettle, I went home, I put that kettle on, and that one was also not working. Then I was really mad, okay? Then I kind of put the light on and realized there was no lights. And no one had told me that you've got to go off to some municipality and attach these lights. But to do that, for them to put your lights on, cost you money. No one told me. So for the first 3 months, because I didn't have the money, I didn't have any electricity because I kind of didn't budget for that part, okay? So there are all these hidden little costs, folk, when you buy a house. Remember that. And say to your estate agent, I want to know all the costs. Don't just tell me what I'm paying every month. I want to know everything. And this is what Mr. Lamini is finding out here. Let's look at this part of the question. Before purchasing the house, Mrs. Lamini will need to consider a number of hidden costs involved with the purchase. Answer the questions that follow which relate to these hidden costs. There's a transfer duty. This is the amount payable for transferring the property into your name. Transfer duty is a percentage of the purchase price, which is payable as follows. So if you're buying a house up to 500,000, you're not going to pay transfer duty. But if you're buying a house from 500,000 Rand and 1 cent to 850,000, you're going to pay 5% on the value of the house above that 500,000. If you're buying a house, and this is where Mr. Lamini, this is the category he's going to fall in, because remember, he bought his house for 1.2 million. So what's he going to pay? He has to pay 25,000 up front, plus a further 8% of the value above 1 million rand. Now, calculate the transfer duty according to the value of Mr. Dlamini's house. Remember, his house cost 1.2 million. It doesn't say it here, but remember it from the last question. Okay, so what's he got to do? For the 1.2 million, he's going to have to pay 25,000 rand. Plus what? Well, he's going to pay a further 8%, and 8% is written 8 over 100, times, now, times what? Not times the whole 1.2 million, but times the amount above a million. So, he paid 1.2 million for his house. We're going to take away the first million because he's not paying 8% for that. He's just going to pay 8% on the 200,000. Got that? 1.2 million, so 1,200,000 minus the 1,200,000. So times 200,000 rand. Okay. Equals, we're going to say it's the 25,000 plus, now let's do it. We're going to find out 8% multiplied by 200,000 equals, and we get 16,000 rand. So he's paying a further 16,000 rand. So we've got the 16,000 rand. We're going to add the 25,000 rand and a total of 41,000 rand. So that's just the transfer duty on his house. Guys, can you see how much trouble people can land in when they buy homes and they don't know about all these hidden costs? So you're buying a house and you think it's costing me 1.2 million, but already Mr. Dlamini's got to find another 41,000 rand just to transfer that house into his name. That's scary stuff, eh? There's more. Let's have a look. So, security assessment. The bank charges a levy for conducting an assessment of the property you wish to purchase. This fee is 1,315 rand, and VAT of 14% is added to this amount. Calculate the security assessment fee according to the value of Mr. Dlamini's house. Right. So, you need a security assessment. Why? Because the bank aren't just going to give you a loan. They want to make sure, hold on, this house is definitely worth that amount of money and the house is not busy collapsing. Because imagine if they give you that amount of money and you take that money and you go and give it off to someone else and your house collapses and you say, oh, you know what, I'm not paying for this house anymore. It doesn't stand. So the bank want to make sure your house is okay. So 1,315 rand. Okay. And we're adding 14% to that. So we can do it two ways. Either say 1,315 plus my 14% of the 1,315, or I could just say 1,315 times 1,14, and that'll give me the same answer because it's the 100% plus the 14%. That's how we get the 1.14. Let's do that on our calculator. So we're going to say, right, we're paying 1,315 multiplied by 1.14 equals, and I get an amount of 1,499 rand and 10 cents. 1,000, what was it?
499 rand
and
10 cents.
10 cents. Okay. Let's just go back and look at the calculator again. Can you see it's 1499.1? And you understand we're dealing with money. So that 0.1 means 0.10. The calculator doesn't always pick up that zero. In fact, it doesn't. So you must just know you're dealing with money, and money has 2 decimal places. Okay, nice. Right. Are there any more hidden costs? Let's have a look. Home loan initiation fee. So
But wait,
besides
there's
taking
more.
out this loan, they're now going to charge you for wanting to take out the loan. My giddy on. Hey? I tell you, when you add up all these bits and pieces, it's going to amount to the value of my house here. All right. So this is a once-off fee levied by all banks for initiating the new home loan account. The amount of 1,250 Rand, inclusive of VAT, is charged for every new home loan, where the loan is greater than 500,000. Determine the home loan initiation fee for Mr. Dlamini's house. Guys, it's 1 mark, so I know it's going to be absolutely easy, okay? And what's it going to be? It's going to be 1,250 Rand. Why? Because his house was worth more than 500,000 Rand, and it was inclusive of VAT. So it's 1,250. Have you got that, Indiana?
I've got
Cool,
that.
fantastic. Because I know what the next question's going to be.
do you?
eh?
Okay.
It's probably going to land up being, or might not be the next one, but it's going to be calculate the total costs, I
Okay.
bet. Hey. So, and you've written them all down. So
I'm
that's
very
great.
scared for that, but we
Okay,
can do
so
it.
here we go. There's more costs. The deeds office registration fee. So the deeds office charges a fee for the registration of the title deeds and the mortgage bonds according to the value of the house. And there it tells you, if your house is less than 80,000 Rand, you're going to pay 55 Rand. If it's between 300,000 and 500,000, you're going to pay 340 Rand. Now, Mr. Dlamini's is over R1 million. He was buying a house for 1.2 million. So his fee is going to be 500 Rand. Question is, calculate the deeds office registration fee according to the value of the house. Guys, it's 1 mark. I know it's going to be easy. And we said 500 Rand. Can there possibly be any more hidden costs?
There
Let's
must
go
be.
on. Right. Calculate the final amount. Sure, at last. The final amount due for hidden costs of the house. So let's do this. So we know the hidden cost is a transfer fee, which we said was?
Oh gosh, where is the
that
transfer fee?
41,000 or something, hey?
41,000. I don't have a number here. I've got a 14,909.
No, there was
And
one
10 cents.
huge one, wasn't there?
I've got a total.
Of?
Oh no, I think that was from the tire question.
All right, folk, I'm just absolutely thrilled to have Indiana in the studio today. She's of great help. As you
I
can
do know
see.
the security
So-
fee. I know
Okay, what's the security fee?
1,315.
Okay, so we've got equals something plus 1,000.
315.
Cool. Plus the assessment fee.
Did I write C? I've got fee for taking loan.
Okay, what's the fee for taking loan?
1,250.
1,250 plus the deeds office fee
500.
plus 500. Okay.
And
So,
I've got 2 other numbers here,
What
but
are the other
you see, I've got 16,000, and then I've got 1,499 and 10 cents.
that's security fee.
Is that security
1,000.
fee? 1,499
Yeah. And 10
and
cents.
10 cents.
Okay. Remember, we said this one was a huge amount, was an extra 41,000 or something like that. Okay. Now, folk, obviously, when you're in your exam, you've got your piece of paper in front of you, you've got all the answers, okay? Unlike me, that I've got to keep flipping between the different boards, but more importantly, unlike me, an absolutely useless help on my right-hand side here. So, what you would do is you would now take your calculator and just add up all these figures, and you would get your final answer of, it remains a mystery. All right, let's go on to the next question. So our viewers out there do believe we do know what we're doing. Okay, here we go. Mr. Satoli purchased a car for 100,000 Rand. He will only be able to replace his car after 5 years. The value of the car depreciates at a rate of 25% per year for the next 5 years. Calculate the value of Mr. Satoli's car after 5 years using the following formula.
Peter,
Yeah,
are we going to be able to do this question
we are.
in 1
We
minute?
got 1 minute.
Okay,
Look
go.
how quick
Okay,
I'm
go.
nearly finished.
Go.
The purchase price of the car was how much? 100,000 Rand. Yes?
Yes.
100,000. So we've got 100,000 Rand. Sure, I'm working under pressure now. 1 minus, and it's minus because it's depreciation. My interest rate was 25%. So it's going to be 25%, which is 25 over 100. okay, times the number of years for 5 years equals our calculator. We're going to take it out. I'm going to move my calculator this side, and we're going to say, right, I've got, how am I doing for time?
20 seconds. Must hurry.
Must hurry. Bracket 1 minus 25 over 100. Close brackets, and it's for 5 years equals, and my answer is, my car will only be worth, I've made a mistake, that's impossible, I'm embarrassed. You see, you've rushed me, I can't do this.
I'm sorry. Okay, guys, what we are going to do, because we've only got 20 seconds left. So what I'm going to make Peter do is I'm going to post the answer as soon as at the end of the show. That's exactly what I'm going to do, because I think I've only got about 10 seconds left. Thank you so much, Matrix, for such an awesome session. I had such fun, and enjoy the rest of your Women's Day. And I'll be seeing you same time, same place next week. You guys rock. Bye.